Good evening, friends. I'm Pooja Gandhi from Kirin Advisors. Welcome you all for the virtual investors meet for right issue of Scanpoint Geomatics Limited. Scanpoint Geomatics Limited specializes in geospatial technology, focusing on geographic information system and remote sensing solutions. Their flagship technology, IGIS, integrates GIS, image processing, photogrammetrically, and 3D GIS into a single platform. Leveraging expertise from ISRO, they continuously innovate to make market demands. Scanpoint Geomatics offer tailored solutions for various sectors such as agriculture, defense, smart cities, and utilities using integrated GIS and remote sensing technology. Today we have with us Mr. Devan Leheru, CEO of the company. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Darshil Shah, CFO.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
So now I request Mr. Devin sir to give detailed presentation of the company. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pooja. And first of all, thank you very much for having us over here. And a warm welcome to all the participants for this virtual investor meet. I'll just take you through a brief synopsis of Scanpoint Geomatics as an organization. What do we do? What we come from? What is our genesis? And at the same time, what kind of business scenario that we operate into? And what is the primary objective and the purpose for which we have been we are coming out with this right issue. So, yeah, Pooja, next slide. Yeah. So these are brief synopsis of, or I would say, the snapshot of what we do as a business. As a Scanpoint, we are a geospatial software technology company with over 2 decades of existence. As an organization, we are operating into different business domains since more than 3 decades, but specifically into this space, that is geospatial software technology space, we have diversified approximately 2 decades before. The key product or the key solution that we operate into, or the kind of flagship product that we carry, is a 100% Make in India product, which is IGIS, or what we call it as an integrated GIS and image processing software. The key ingredient of this is that it is jointly developed with ISRO way back in 2004, 2005, and that journey along with that association continues till today in terms of various innovation and enhancement that we have been doing in the product. IGS as a product caters to a multitude of technologies. It can cater to the need around GIS. It can cater to the need around remote sensing data, data processing analysis, as well as various location-based situational awareness and analytics around that. We as an organization have a strong product development capability. That is our core strength lies in terms of the team with a domain expertise and a core software development skill, and that is where we have been innovating and creating IGS all along since over 2 decades. On top of IGS, we have created multiple of customized solutions in urban, land records, defense, utilities, agriculture, disaster management, geology, mining, and etc. So that our product is the different domain people are able to utilize our solution and product based on their business need in the way kind of area in which they work for. We, as a our go-to market strategy, we also have a partnership with a large system integrator who tries and builds our kind of integrates our technology into their largest stake when they try and implement the larger system integration project. Some of the key people we have been working with so far are Bharat Electronics, L&T, Honeywell, KPMG, HP Enterprise, Orange, etc. Other credential as a company that what we have is we are definitely a Make in India company, Make in India product. As a software development for company or software product company, we have CMMI level 3 certification, which shows our product maturity, or say I would say the process maturity of our software development. And of course, like other any other requirement, we are certified for the ISO 9001 as well as 27001 for information security management. Next slide. For the larger audience, some of you may or may not be completely conversant with what the GIS technology is all about. In a very, very simple word, I would like to tell you that GIS is nothing but it is a science which allows you to capture or analyze the data, or I would say any feature which is positioned with respect to, sorry, So it can analyze the data with respect to its position on Earth, whether it is a road, whether it is a building, whether it is a river, or whether it is any of the point of interest data, or what we use in our day-to-day navigation, a particular landmark. All the things are placed with respect to its position on Earth, and that creates a kind of spatial data, what we call in our parlance, and that analysis is being done using the technology that we have developed that is called IGS. So that's about very, very brief synopsis of what GIS is all about. Yeah. Yeah. If I talk about the overall growth journey, or I said the overall journey of Scanpoint, as I told you, we started our journey almost 2 decades earlier. So the first and foremost thing, what we as an organization created when we ventured into this particular domain, we what right from the I would say the zero or from the scratch, where we first developed a special graphics language SDK. So that was a very, very basic tool, or I would say foundational tool for us to really get into a product development on GIS. While we were actually on this journey, on the way came an opportunity where ISRO was really looking for a Indian partner to create an indigenous technology, so that reliance on foreign, or I would say a multinational technology for mission critical or a project of national importance is reduced drastically, or I would say significantly, and specifically so post the era where India was under a particular sanction post Pokhran, I would say test, or Pokhran atomic blast. So that is where ISRO was looking for an indigenous partner, and we have, with based on whatever little work that we did, we saw a good opportunity there, where we can complement ISRO's need as well as leverage ISRO's domain expertise for us to really get into this domain and make it big. And that is where we got into uh, joint development partnership with ISRO in 2005, which was followed through a very, very a systematic scrutiny done by ISRO as a part of uh, uh, selection process. And after having satisfied all the conditions, we could partner with ISRO in 2005, and that is where our journey to develop IGI started. It was a very, very enterprising and exciting next 4 years, where we were able to really convert our vision into reality in terms of IGIS version 1, which was launched in 2009 by then ISRO chairman Dr. Madhavan Nair. And then that's where our journey as a product company, as someone who has an indigenous product, indigenous technology, something which we are very, very proud of, started practically from 2009 in a true sense. Next. Yeah. And obviously, when we are on the journey, having created the base product, we further enhanced and added a lot of capabilities which was required for its commercialization in market in 2012, and that was well recognized uh, by uh, by the way of award which is given by Government of India to us in form of a successful commercialization of indigenous technology in 2012 by then President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And that is where our journey is really took off in a different trajectory, which culminated into again a couple of further launches in form of a complete enterprise product, which was required to be used by many customers who wants to use GIS technology across different use cases in a different domain. And a very latest addition to this was the 3D GIS, as well as all cutting edge enhanced technology in form of our version 11 in 2021. So that is how we have evolved over a period of couple of uh, uh, I would say decade, and specifically a very, very long and exhaustive journey of developing an indigenous technology. And that is where we today are able to be in a market against a much larger MNC competition, and create our niche and differentiation in this kind of competitive landscape. Next slide. Yeah. So just give you a brief about what kind of market that we operate in, what kind of addressable market that SGL is able to cater to, and with respect to that, what kind of opportunity that we have as an organization, and at the same time, how our stakeholder, the people or investor associated with us, will also be benefited as a part of that in this entire journey. So when you look at overall geospatial market, market is growing at 13 to 14% CAGR, and overall domestic, when I'm talking only for the domestic geospatial market in India, is expected to be around 23,000 crore by 2025. Now, when I'm talking of geospatial market, it encompasses multiple things. It encompasses services also. It encompasses typical geospatial hardware also, as well as software and solution. The sub-segment that we clearly operate into is GIS and spatial analytics. That is where the play of the software, GIS software or a technology comes into play. So that is growing at a 14 to 15% CAGR, and we expect to be somewhere around 5,500 crore by 2025. And within this sub-segment, we cater to specifically to GIS software and a solution, which will be used by customer for different variety of use cases. One of the very very interesting thing that this particular current government regime, which has done since 2021 and till 2023, in form of coming out with multitude of policy level reforms. 2021 was the first time when government of India really acknowledged and I would say credited that geospatial data or a geospatial technology can be a real enabler for the India to be a $5 trillion economy. Today, lot of different kind of resources what government has, whether it's in form of land, whether it is in form of minerals or mines. All this data, if they are really digitized, or I would say the data is converted into geospatial data, that is where government sees a very huge amount of value unlocking, which can really take our economic value addition to the next level. And that is where they come out with a far-reaching reform in terms of geospatial data acquisition guideline, new geospatial policy 2022, and Indian space policy 2023, which allowed private sector participation in a very very heavier way in satellite. I would say launching or say satellite manufacturing, and which is another source of remote sensing data for us to create further solution on top of those new innovations. Of course, along with the multiple different technologies also amalgamating with GIS, it is also throwing up new opportunities and exciting avenues for us. And one of the key thing for us is that there are very few players who deals into GIS platform as well as into solution, and Scanpoint is ideally placed now to fill this vacuum which exists in the country. And of course, our association with ISRO is a very big brand equity for us. Very good, I would say, the symbol of trust when we go and talk to customer about the technology that has been co-developed with ISRO. Next. Yeah. So this is, I think, in a somewhat different way. I've already discussed the kind of competitive advantage we have as a company in this particular space. Apart from ISRO, we also have very very highly experienced professional core team. Whether it's a product development, whether it is in form of domain expertise or a pre-sales team, or whether it's in form of sales team, we have some of the industry veterans with us, and they are with the organization since its inception to ensure that we have the needed continuity to create our differentiation as a product organization in the market. And of course, the government's Make in India push, or I would say Atmanirbhar Bharat, is we are the best suited among our entire competitive landscape to really take advantage of. Yeah, next. This is just a synopsis of what different kind of product that we have. This may be a little more technical. I would not like to get into much of the detail. What I'm just trying to tell over here is that whether an individual wants to use GIS technology, or whether entire organization or enterprise wants to use GIS technology, whether it's in two-dimensional way or in a 3D or three-dimensional way, or whether it is to be used over web or over mobile, we have everything covered in our product offering. Yeah, next. Yeah. Apart from, as I already explained, that we have developed multiple of vertical applications in form of need of defense, or a smart city or urban planning, forestry, agriculture, utilities, disaster management, land information, and all other things. How they would be able to benefit with the use of geospatial technology, what kind of workflows they would need for their own validation, has been created as a part of separate verticalized application, so that people are not only able to consume the geospatial technology, but they are also able to derive a tangible business benefit out of it is something that we have tried to achieve using verticalized application that we have created around our product. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. Just to give you a brief, I think each line item here I can keep on going for next 5 to 10 minutes for each line item to explain you how and why every vertical has a potential, and what kind of approach that we as an organization are taking to tap into that kind of opportunity that exists in the market. But to give you a brief for this thing, all of this vertical uh, is basically potential is backed by certain specific initiatives which is being taken by government, or need of an industry, or a need which is kind of driven by certain external factors, so that and there is a distinct value add that geospatial technology and data can do for them to make life of citizen better, maybe the governance more effective, or overall productivity of the particular vertical, whether it's an agriculture or I would say the water resource, where your actual productivity or the utilization also can be improved. And that is where we see a huge opportunity for geospatial technology. Defense is another area where they do all sort of planning, or I would say kind of an execution, where geospatial plays a big role, and that is another big area that we are really looking forward to in terms of I would say creating a huge business for us in the market going forward. Next slide. Uh, Somehow I think this was a slide where we had actually tried to depict our presence on the map of India, but somehow in the streaming it is missing out. This is a brief snapshot of our financial. What was our finance in 2022 and 23? 23-24, the fourth quarter results are not announced or not audited. Being a listed company, I have not included over here. But to the say the least, we are looking at a sizable year-on-year growth when we will end up announcing our audited result of FY 23-24. This is a brief synopsis of right issue details. All these things are as such available into our letter of offer, but I've just put it over here for our brief understanding. Second is what is the key objective of right issue? Some of this we would probably like to take up as a part of question and answer as we move on in our conversation. So that's about it from my side, to give you a brief about what we do, what we are intending to do, what kind of opportunity that is available for us going forward, and we as an organization, how we are planning to tap into this kind of opportunity, and how this right issue is going to help us achieving some of those objectives from my end. That's about it, Pooja. We can move on to question and answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the excellent presentation. Now we'll start with question and answer session. So my first question is, what is the Indian industry we are operating in, and what opportunity we see in this business for future growth?
See, the overall geospatial industry in India, if I look at it, the current market size is somewhere around 20,000 crore, maybe few hundred crores plus minus. And this industry is currently growing at 16 to 17% CAGR. However, the recent reforms that has been announced by government, we also expect that it will have a far-reaching implication, and it by government's own estimate, by 2023, this market can be of 1 lakh crore. Now, when I'm talking of this number is of entire geospatial market put together, but we actually cater to a specific subsegment, that is GIS software and solution. So that GIS software and solution market under geoanalytics is somewhere around 2,500 to 3,000 crore, and it is growing at a 16 to 17% CAGR.
Okay. And who are your clients, and how you have seen growth in clients addition in last 3 years?
So, if I give you the brief synopsis, or I would say the background of client for us, we have two type of clients that we typically operate with. One is the end customer who consumes our technology or our solution for different business use cases. What they have, majority of the customer today in India, I would say 80% of the customer today in India who consume geospatial technology or a data belongs to government sector, because that is where it has got real value creation. And when I'm talking of government, the kind of clientele that we have in government space is the smart city SPVs, municipal corporations, uh, state and central government departments, and state and central government public sector undertaking. Few notable names are Surat Municipal Corporation, Agra Smart Cities, Dehradun Smart City, Ranchi Smart City, I would say Electronic City of Bangalore, uh, some of the DRDO labs, uh, institute like North East Space Application Centers, as well as some of the key organizations like Survey of India or the, I would say, the institutes under Department of Science and Technology, who are the key consumer of such technology, have been our customer. We have worked with them in past, as well as we have been executing some of these projects currently. And the second set of clients that we have is a large private sector enterprises who are kind of using or our technology, integrating it into the larger solution which they implement for their end customers. And some of those larger system integrators are L&T, Honeywell, Bharat Electronics, HP Enterprises. These are the large names with whom we have worked, as well as we have been working in some of the projects right now. Majority of these projects, or I would say the customer takes about 9 to 12 months for the implementation and the 3 to 5 years of O&M cycle. And we have seen a steady growth of about close to 20% in terms of new client acquisition over last 3 years.
Okay. And so, what is the current team size?
We have current team size of about 150 people, which includes our core development team, as well as the customer facing team who does a project implementation, as well as sales and pre-sales activity.
Okay. And Darshan sir,
Yeah.
this question for you. The issue is 49 crores. Which are the key objectives or issue, and how you think proceed of right issue is going to help overall growth of company?
Yeah, as mentioned in our object of the right issue, we intend to pay a loan of around 35 crores from this proceeds and keep 10 crores for the working capital and the other for the general corporate purpose. By this right issue, we will not be able, we will able to pay off our debt also significantly, but also an additional working capital. It will not have, it will help us to improve the liquidity and take a complex and larger projects which continue for more number of years. So and that will result in the achievement of our top line as well as our bottom line.
See, one of the
Okay.
key objective for this is like additional liquidity, or I would say the working capital that we will get, which will allow us to really get into a much larger and complex project. Some of this can be or expected to be in a defense space, where we will be able to kind of create a much longer term association with the customer and create, I would say, incremental revenues over a period of time, not only about one-time implementation, but multiple additional revenue will be able to generate, and that is where we see this right issue be a real game changer for us.
Okay. We have seen hiccups in revenue in last 2 to 3 years. What were the reason and what are our learnings from it?
Yeah, so it's very, I would say, in a way, it's a very interesting question, because it's a very common for anyone to really look at it from that point of view. While you've been giving a lot of good look about how the industry looks like and the plan and kind of a unique proposition that we have with us, and what is the specific reason in last couple of years the things have not been reflecting in the numbers. One of the key conscious decisions that we took in last couple of years, or I would say 3 years, was to transform the company from what it was at that time to a pure play GIS product and solution organization. When I'm telling product and solution, it is around a software solution that we create around our flagship product, that is IGS. Now, when we talk of any product, software product and a solution, that is where the real crux lies in terms of creating a business model, creating opportunity which is scalable and replicable. When you, as an organization, get tangled into a low margin services business, it is not something which is heavily scalable. At the same time, it is not something which really can be replicable in terms of generating higher revenue from the one time effort, or I would say limited effort, that has been put in by organization. So it was a conscious effort that we I would say conscious decision that we took about couple of years, and that is where our repivoting of the company started. So we consciously dropped the opportunity which was high top line but low margin, specifically in the services space, which is not aligning with our long term, or I would say medium to long term objective. And that is where we will see a short term decline in our top line. But with this repivoting and increased focus on a software solution in the product, I would say business, we are expecting we are expecting the top line to slowly improve in short term, and in the medium term, it will have a significant impact in terms of our overall bottom line. And of course, it aligns with our long term objective. At the same time, a proven use case of, or as the proven case of how a software product companies really make their uh, top line, bottom line talk to in a longer term.
Very well explained, sir. What is FY24 revenue and profit, Darshil, sir?
As we being a listed company, we cannot disclose the quarter four results until our books are get audited, or even provide any specific guidance or on that. Uh, but to say at least the we are looking at a very sizable growth over the previous year in the terms of percentage.
Okay. What is future revenue and profit growth for next 2 to 3 years?
See, if you look
Company
at
force.
next couple of years or a 2 to 3 years time frame, we are definitely looking at a steady organic growth in terms of close to a double-digit growth in our revenue, at least for next couple of years.
Okay. And what is our working capital cycle?
See, our overall working capital cycle as of now is around 180 days, but this is primarily because our overall working capital cycle is stretched because of certain, I would say, services project or certain legacy project where the delays in the project have been seen due to multiple of dependencies that we encounter in execution. Some of these projects actually require us to interface directly with the citizen or a public at large, specifically in domain like urban or in land records. When we interact with this kind of with the public directly, it definitely has some sort of a complication, sometimes a reason which is beyond our control or anybody's control, and it delays the entire execution. But the good part is that we have practically come out of it to a large extent. Some of those legacy projects, or I would something which was lingering on for quite some time, has been completed with a lot of uh, consistent effort with our customer, also with the executing agencies on behalf of the government. So that and now with the focus clearly onto our software led business, or I would say projects, where we will have much better control on overall project execution. And that is where we see our working capital cycle to come down around below 90 days in a very, very short term.
Okay.
And that's where we'll see
And
a good improvement in general. Yeah.
okay. With support of working cycle, what kind of business growth can we expect?
See that here the actually I would say when we look at different kind of projects that we do, or different kind of projects that exist in our industry or in domain. Obviously, when we really need to get into very, very complex kind of things where it requires multiple of technology to get integrated, or with GIS can be core, but some other technologies also needs to get integrated. Normally call it as an allied technology, whether it's in Internet of Things or whether it's a GPS technology or stuff like that. Such kind of project, when we try to execute, on our own, we would need a lot of working capital support, because it will need additional acquisition as a part of our acquisition. Means I'm acquiring a certain solution to meet the overall need of the project, and such. But the most important thing is such kind of complex project is what gives us a better margin over run-of-the-mill project. Such kind of project gives us the stickiness with the customer. Such kind of projects gives us incremental revenue in a longer term. So that is where this kind of increased liquidity will allow us to really venture into this space and create a better niche about uh, uh, us as an organization, as a solution company, for a better outcome in terms of top line, bottom line, both in medium term.
Okay. And do you have presence in overseas market?
Yeah, see, overseas market is one market where we are really, really looking at our future growth lever. Uh, why? Because whatever work that we have done in India, specifically in domain like urban, in domain like land records, spatial data infrastructure, all these such kind of solution, which is a nuances, or I would say the complexity, which are similar to what we have seen in other emerging markets, be it Africa, be it Middle East. That is where we see the kind of work that we have done, experience that we have garnered, or the solution that we have created can be replicated very, very easily in those domains. We are already talking to, or we are already in part, this, I would say, kind of in agreement with a few partners in this geography. And based on this kind of engagement, we have done some a few projects. But once we have a little more deeper engagement with these partners, based on our experiences there, we would like to expand our presence and business reach in overseas market, to start with in Middle East and Africa. That's where we see a sweet spot for us.
Okay. And so, who are our competitors?
Yeah, this is very, very interesting aspect of geospatial as an industry, or I would say as a domain. Many of the people who are not into this core technology area may or may not be able to really comprehend it. But I would like to explain a little more in detail over here. See, geospatial is a different science. It's a science of geography. It's a science of remote sensing, or what we know is a satellite images, or kind of data we collect from satellite and drone kind of thing. This science is used in different kind of end customer, whether it's a weather prediction, whether it is for agriculture prediction, or whether it is something around hydrology. So when you want to create a product which can cater to different multidisciplinary domain, is that where we need a huge amount of skills and knowledge, multidisciplinary knowledge, huge investment, long gestation cycle, and scientific know-how and mechanism to retain this know-how to create a product over a period of time. So what it does is it creates a huge entry barrier for anyone and everyone to really get into this. It is unlike a typical IT domain where someone who understands the how the software can be developed, or a product software product can be developed, and really can get into it, because there's a lot of things which beyond IT that comes into play over here. And that is why there are very, very few people, I would say companies, who have been operating in this particular domain. Uh, as far the competition is concerned, see, Scanpoint or IGIS, our product, is one of the very, very few products that exist globally, and we are the first and only of its kind in Indian market as far as this is concerned. In our primary competition is a couple of large MNC players who operate in India but based out of somewhere else, mainly in developed countries, or European and Indian market, sorry, American market, and few very fragmented players who operate on, I would say, open source technologies. So it's a very different kind of competition. One end is a very large players, another is very fragmented small players, but at the end of the day is a niche domain. So compared to standard IT, competition is far lesser for us.
Okay. And what are our competitive advantages or USPs?
While there are many, I would like to mention for the sake of larger audience over here, specifically three. One is our technology tie-up with ISRO. This is a huge strategic advantage, and at the same time, a kind of domain knowledge that we are able to learn or get gain from ISRO is the real differentiator for us. Second, on a technicality front, our flexi product IGIS is the only one of its kind product which integrates GIS, remote sensing, or I would say image processing, and 3D GIS and photogrammetry onto a single platform for all other players. It is multiple product that they really need to bring together to give an integrated solution. And third one is the government push for Make in India or Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we as an organization, IGS as a product, both fits in 100% into it, and that is where we really see a distinct advantage of us, because our nearest competition is a large MNC players, and not 100% fit into I would say the real arm of Make in India.
Okay. Do we have technology tie up with anyone? If yes, please explain.
Yeah, of course. The entire this our journey, also the product development or the product IGS, was developed in joint development partnership with Space Application Center ISRO. Subsequent to that, complete development technology know-how as well as domain know-how tie-up still exists with ISRO. It's a very long-term tie-up, and as of now, also that agreement is ongoing for us, I would say, and that is where we are able to gain all the kind of technology and domain know-how from ISRO in our development and enhancement journey. So this tie-up does not only help us in enhancing our product, but at the same time, ISRO also does technical evaluation of any major releases that we do. We probably kind of get, I would say, the different kind of seal of trust when we come out with the product which is tested and kind of evaluated and certified by ISRO for its commercial release. So that's an end-to-end kind of an arrangement that we tie up that we have with ISRO, which is a big plus for us.
Okay. Can you explain ISRO's role in our business strength?
Yeah, it's of multiple, I would say, multitude of role ISRO has played so far at the time of it gives us a multidisciplinary scientific know-how or a kind of a validation or an input as we need along in our journey. Uh, mm, at the same time, it also involves multi-center team to do an evaluation of the major releases that we do, so that we are able to really be 100% sure that whatever the output that our product is giving for the different kind of domain is in line with scientific uh, I would say parameters. And more than that, when we go and tell customer and when we go and show our technical evaluation certificate issued by ISRO for a particular version or a particular product to our customer, it really create a different kind of confidence and credential for us in market. So obviously, that's a big plus for us.
Okay. What is our investment in technology, and how much as percentage to revenue we plan to invest in technology going forward?
Okay, see, we basically are a technology company. The work that we do is basically to develop or create or innovate around our own technology, that is IGS. So, investment in technology is one of the big investment that we do, uh, and it's an ongoing, and it's not something that is unlike a typical manufacturing organization where you see very fractional percentage of revenue really goes behind R&D. For us, it is about to the tune of 30 to 35% that we end up spending on research and development and allied activity year on year, because that is where we create our niche and differentiation.
Okay. And do we benefit under Atmanirbhar Bharat?
Yeah, yeah, obviously, that is something. The way I explained earlier, we as an organization, as well as IGS as a product, uh, fits into 100%. It complies 100% to the guideline that government has come out with under Atmanirbhar Bharat or a Make in India from time to time. Uh, Probably with regards to our competition, we are far better placed out there. And I would like to mention specifically, you've seen multiple opportunities engaging with defense. It's very clear that due to national security reason, they are looking at uh, product which are indigenous, made in India, and the product where the source code or the entire code is held within the sovereign boundary of India. So, in case of any eventuality, they will have a sovereign rights over such kind of technology. That is a very, very key requirement. And that is where under Atmanirbhar Bharat, specifically in defense, we have a huge edge. And that is where we are already working on a couple of large projects where it goes through a detailed evaluation cycle from them before it gets culminated into some sort of tangible outcome. But we are very, very optimistic and quite confident about really getting benefit out of Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative based on the kind of work that we have done over the last couple of decades in India itself. Yeah.
Okay. Darshil sir, what are valuations parameters considered for pricing right issue?
Yeah, the valuation parameters are the what we call this indicative guidelines, which are anything below the 6 months mean average price, and it is obviously above the face value of the shares, which we have used this benchmark for valuing our this right price.
Okay. Thank you, Devin sir, Darshil sir, for giving your time, and thank you for giving insights about the company and right issue to the investors community. And thank you, investors who participate. Now we'll conclude this. Thank you once again. Best
Thank you.
wishes, sir.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you,
Pooja, and thanks all other people who have joined over this call. Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.